Hi viewers, welcome to our crash course on Excel. Here we'll be looking at the workbook, the worksheets, and cell. Now what's the workbook? The workbook is the entire Excel file that a user is using or working on. Once you open your Microsoft Excel, what you are seeing, everything that you are seeing is the workbook. It comprises of both the ribbons, the sheets, cell, everything. The entirety of the Excel file is the workbook. Okay, so in every workbook we have sheets. The sheets are, as you can see them on the bottom left corner of the screen. These are the sheets. We have sheet 1, sheet 2, and sheet 3. So these sheets are the vertical and horizontal lines, as you can see drawn on the screen, where the user can work on. Okay, now let's just see some things we can do with the sheets. Let's just type in some things here for identification of these sheets. Just type in 215 sheet 1. Let me type in yes here. Then type in no here. Okay. Now what are the things you can do with the sheets? How to format the sheets? You can decide to change the background color of the sheets. We can do that by right-clicking. After you've selected the sheet, you right-click. Then you select the tab color. Let's take the color green. Okay. Now we've now changed the background color, the fill color of this sheet to be green. Okay. Now let's also do that for sheet 2. You right click, place your cursor on tab color, a menu comes out. You select, let's just select the color blue. Okay. That's it. As you can see, sheet 2 now has a background color of blue. So this helps us to identify the sheets that you are working on. Okay. Now, how do you add another sheet? If you want to add another sheet, like you want to insert another sheet, you want to use more than 3 sheets, just click on this icon here. Okay. Now I have sheet 5. You can click again to have more sheets. That's it. As simple as that. And some other things you can do with the sheet, you can decide to change the name of the sheets. The sheet name, let's just change this sheet 1. Let's change the name to David. You select the sheet, right click, then select rename. Okay, let's give it the name David. Perfect. We've done that. Now what if we want to move the sheet from being the very first sheet to the end, to like if we want to move it from one position to another? So you just select, as we selected the sheet, you right click, you select move or copy. Okay. Now where are we moving it to? We want to move it to the end. You select end, click OK. That's it. Now another thing you can do, if you want to create a copy of a particular sheet, let's say for example this sheet 2, we want to create a copy of sheet 2. Okay. If you notice, we have yes written here, so that helps us to identify it. When I create a copy of this sheet 2, you just right click, select move or copy. Now in this case, you have to check the create a copy box here, so that I can create another copy of this. Now the second copy we are creating, where do we want it to be? Let's move it also to the end. Just select move to the end, then okay. That's it. You see, the Excel has given it sheet 2 in bracket 2. That means we have 2 of these kind of sheets. Okay. Now, if we want to delete a particular sheet, what do we do? All we need to do is just to select the sheets. Okay, let's delete the sheets, David. We select the sheets. You right click. Then you select delete. Okay. Delete. Confirm. We've deleted the sheets. So that's it about worksheets. Now let's go and take a look at the cell. First of all, what's a cell? A cell is the meeting point, in the layman's language, is the meeting point between a row and a column on the spreadsheet. The meeting point between a row and a column on the spreadsheet. Meanwhile, the rows are the horizontal lines. As you can see, then we have row 1, 2, row 3, and so on. Then we have column A, column B, column C, column D. So the cell is a meeting point between a row and a column. Now let's say, for example, we select the first cell here. This is cell A1. As you can see on the cell name bar, this is cell name bar. So as you can see, this is written A1. It's telling us that the name of this cell is A1. So a cell identifies a cell by the row and the column that comes together to make up that cell. Okay. Now let's select this one. We have, this is B2. Okay, that's it about cell naming. Once you see select a cell, you will see the name, the row and the column that comes together to make up that cell. That's what gives the cell its name. Hi guys, thank you for watching our video tutorial. We appreciate you. So let's look at how we can insert rows and columns and how to alter the row height and the column width. First of all, what are rows and columns? The rows are the horizontal lines on the spreadsheet, as you can see them, while the columns are the vertical lines on the spreadsheet. So how to insert rows and columns? Okay, let's just put down something here for clarity's sake. Let's say 4. Okay. Now, if you want to insert a row here, what you just simply do is to right click and select insert. That is it. If you want to insert a column, let's say you want to insert more than one column, you select the number of columns you want to insert. Okay, we've just selected 5 columns. You right click and select insert. You have it. Okay, the same way you can insert more than one row anyway. So another way to do that is to select the number of rows or rows you want to insert. Then on the home tab in the ribbon, this is the ribbon. The ribbon is the rectangular bar above the formula bar. This is the formula bar. Okay. Then above this formula bar is the ribbon. Okay. So this is the home tab of the ribbon. When you select the home tab, you go to sales group. This sales group, and select insert. What do you want to insert? You want to insert rows. Select this. You have it. The same thing is what you can do for columns. That is it. Now, if you want to adjust the row height, let's say for example this row in cell F6, you want to adjust the height. Okay, what do? You can just simply place the cursor like this and left click and drag down. Okay, we just adjusted the height. The same thing is applicable to the column. You place the cursor there, here, you left click and adjust. Okay, now if you don't want to do it this way, there's another way to do it. Okay, let's just adjust this back. You can go to the home tab of the ribbon, then on the sales group, click on format. So what do we want to change now? Want to adjust the row height. Okay, now it's on 42. Let's just adjust it to 20. Select OK. That's it. Now also let's adjust the column width, the width of the column. So on the home tab, on the sales group, select format, column width. Let's take it to 20. Okay, let's just take it to 12. Press OK. That's it. Hello viewers, welcome to our course on Excel. Let's take a look at the relationship between the formula bar and the cell. First of all, what's the formula bar? The formula bar is a rectangular bar, this long rectangular bar that's immediately above the column numbers. These are the column numbers A, B, C, D, E, F, and the rest of them. So this long rectangular bar that's immediately above the column numbers is the formula bar. Okay, so looking at the relationship between the formula bar and the cell, let's take a practical look. Let's say for example we want to enter the letter David here. Press enter. Now let's select the cell we've entered. Now if you look at the formula bar, it's showing us David. This is what we entered that resulted to this. Okay, Now in cell D4, let's enter a number. So let's say for example 25. Press enter. Now look at the formula bar. It's showing us that what we entered here was 25. Okay. Now let's go to cell F4. This time let's enter a formula. Let's say equals 25 times 2. Press enter. Here it is showing us 50, but on the formula bar it's showing us equals 25 times. So that's telling us that this is the actual entry that was made that resulted to this. This is a result, but this is the entry that was made. So this shows us the arithmetics that took place that resulted to this 50. Okay, it is also worthy to know. Okay, let's just take another example before then. Let's say for example we want to enter equals V4. We press enter. Okay, what we are seeing here is David. But if you look at the formula bar, it's showing us equals V4. This is the entry that we made that gave rise to this. Okay, let's also note that you can select a cell and make entry in the formula bar and it reflects in the cell. Let's take a practical example of that, a look on that. Now let's say we enter the name Joy here. Press enter. That's it. Let's select another cell. Go into the formula bar. Let's enter 20 plus 20. Okay. Press enter. You see it? Let's select another one. This time we say equals 20 plus 20. Press enter. Now let's take a look at these three that we just entered. The first one is showing us Joy on the formula bar. Second one is showing us 20 plus 20. The reason why this is showing us is because there was no equal sign before it. Understand? So the Excel did not read it as a formula. While this one, the Excel read it as a formula because you can see there's an equal sign. Trying to tell Excel that we want to calculate the value of 20 plus 20. Okay, that's why we have this 40. So that's the relationship between the formula bar and the cell. Hi guys, let's take a look at how to enter values in a cell or range of cells in Microsoft Excel. Now to enter value in a cell, you first of all select the cell. When you select a cell, then you type in the value you want to enter. For example, I want to enter the value Coca-Cola. Press enter and that's it. Now notice that when you press enter, the next cell below the cell is selected. But if you press, okay, let's just enter another value here. We enter the value here, Sprite. Instead of pressing enter this time, we press the tab key. Okay, so when you press enter, it goes down. When you press the tab key, it goes to the right. Now, if you want to press move up, for example, after here, want to move up, you press shift and enter. Okay, shift enter. Now, if you want to go backward, you press shift and tab. So that's it. You can use this to navigate. So once you enter a value, you press enter. Or if you don't want to press enter, let's say for example, we want to enter Aquafina here. Okay, we don't want to press enter. We just select another cell outside of that cell, and the value is already there in the cell. That's how to do it. Now another way we can enter values in a cell is by use of the autofill handle. The autofill handle, what it does is to identify a pattern either in a cell or group of cells, and to extend that pattern to other cells. Now if you look at the bottom right corner of these selected cells, you see a box there, you see a square there. So you place your cursor on that square, it will turn to a bold plus sign, then left click and drag down. Okay, all we just have now is, instead of writing the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and etc., we just copy the pattern. Now the pattern here is that the one is added to the previous number to get the next one. So the autofill handle helps us to do that easily. Okay, another way to enter value in a cell is by use of copy and paste function. Now what's the copy and paste? Copy and paste means to copy the value in a particular cell and to paste it in another cell. Let's say for example, for this Coca-Cola, the quantity that was bought was 5. We select the cell then we can use Ctrl C as a short key, then place on Coca-Cola, then Ctrl V short key to paste it. That is it. If you don't want to do that, you can also copy and paste from the clipboard group of the home tab. So let's use that. Place our cursor. Okay, let's say for Sprite the quantity was 25, so we just select the 25 here. They said I have 25, so come here and say copy. Okay, then select Sprite and click on paste. Are we pasting it? Okay, that is it. So we've done that. Now let's say for this Aquafina, or want to copy to, just say Ctrl C. Short keys are quite faster and easier to use. Okay, just say Ctrl C, then Ctrl V. Now Ctrl C is to press the Control button on the keyboard and simultaneously press the Control button and C simultaneously. That's Ctrl C. And for Ctrl V, you press the Control button and V simultaneously. It gives you the value. Now another way to enter value in a cell is by dragging and dropping. Okay, when you drag and drop, you carry the value in a cell and drop it in another cell. How do we do that? Let's say we want to drag this value here, 5,000. Just once you see this sign, that's the sign for, look at the cursor, pay attention to the cursor. The cursor sign has changed to this. Once it changes to this sign, you drag and drop. Okay, how do you do that? You left click, you left click, drag it to wherever you want it to be, then release. Okay, let's drag another one. You select this. Once the cursor changes to this sign, you left click and drag. Once you left click, you move your cursor. As you're moving your cursor, it is moving, as you can see on the screen. Let's say I want to drag it, drop it here. You release the left click, and that's it. Let's drag another one. Select this, left click, and move your cursor while still holding the left click. Move your cursor, then release. That's it. Hello guys, welcome to our crash course. Today we'll be taking a look at cell referencing, how to make reference to a cell in Microsoft Excel. So let's just use that to finish up this manual invoice we are creating here. Okay, let's say we want to get the amount of the Maltina we bought. You know, amount is rate times quantity bought. The rate is there already and quantity is there. So what we're gonna do is just to press equals. Then instead of typing manually 15 times 5,000, we just select equals C2 times D2 and press enter. You see the cell already calculates it and has given us the value. Okay, so this is what we call cell referencing. It is known as relative referencing in Excel. Now we've made reference to cell C and cell D, cell C2 sorry, and cell D2. Now look at the formula bar, you can see it there. It is equals C2 times D2. So whatever changes we make here, we affect the amount here. Let's say for example, we change this from 15 to 25. Press enter. You see the amount has changed. Okay, let's use Ctrl Z to undo that. So that's relative referencing. Let's just use the autofill handle to copy it down, to fill it down. Okay, that's it. Now we want to calculate the tax. Let's say at the tax rate of 7.5%, that's 0.075. okay, this is the tax rate. So we want to calculate the individual taxes of all these items, but we want to calculate their taxes individually. So what do we do here? We say equals the amount multiplied by the tax rate. Okay, now let's press enter. We have it. This is the tax rate. But now when we copy down with the autofill handle, when we fill it down with the autofill handle, notice that we're having 0,0,0,0 no value here. The reason is that, remember, the autofill, what it does is to describe a pattern, to identify a pattern, and to fill that pattern down, or whether right or down. Now when the autofill handle has described a pattern here, and the pattern here is E2 times G1, that means the first cell by the left times the next one up by the right. See, it's this times this. So when we use autofill and we are trying to get the value here, what we actually did was this amount times this here, and you notice there's nothing here. That's why it gave us 0. Now that's what that introduces us to absolute referencing. We want to make an absolute reference. What we simply do is to put a $ behind the row number and column letter of this cell. Let's just do it practically. So instead of just saying E2 times Z2 and leave it like that, we come to the formula bar and type a $ behind G, okay, and another one behind 1, then press enter. Okay, still give us the same value. But now what we are doing now is that when we use autofill to fill it down, it will give us the right thing. That's it. Now another way to do that, let's just use Ctrl+C to undo. Okay, another way to do that is instead of manually typing the $, once you click here, you press the function key F4. Okay, look at it. Let me undo it again. This is where we are. Okay, now use the function key F4. I see once you press the function key F4, it gives us the $ behind the G and behind 1. Okay, if we press it again, it gives it only behind the row number. Do it again, press the function key F4 again, it gives you the $ only behind the column letter. Then press it again, there's no $. So once you press it once, it gives us the absolute reference. That means that this absolute reference means that we've anchored the column and the row. So a cell is made up of a column and a row. So when we anchor the column, which is the G1, and the row number, which is row number 1, right? So this is G and this is 1. We've anchored the two of them. That means we've anchored only this cell. So whatever we are calculating will be referring to only this cell. That's it. Press enter. We have it. Then let's just use the autofill handle to fill down. That's perfect. So another thing we'll do here now, let's just take a practical example of other forms of referencing, absolute referencing, which is when we want to make either reference only to the row or only to the column. Let's take a practical example here. Okay, let's say for example we want to say equals B2, then use the function key F4 to make reference only to the column. This is it. So the $ is behind only the column B. We'll press enter. This is what we have. Let's try to use the autofill to fill it right. What do we have? Only Martin and Martin and Martin and S, because we are making reference to only the column. So when we are making reference to only the column, that means that whatever we are doing, the formula cannot, when we are using autofill to fill it, it cannot move forward or backward. It can only move up and down. So okay, looking at this now, let's just try copy the selected area. Let's use autofill handle to fill down. You see what we have. So actually when we are filling, you see that it is filling down. It's the formula can move down. You can see Ferrous here, it's moving down, but it cannot move forward or backward. So the movement is only a vertical movement. So when you anchor only the column, that means there won't be any horizontal movement. Okay, there will only be a vertical movement. Let's try another one. Let's try anchor only the row. Let's say equals, let's use this multiply again, but this time we are anchoring only the row, which is row 2. Press the function key F4, press it again. Okay, so that the dollar sign is behind only the row, which is row 2. Press enter. That gives us multi. Now let's fill right and fill down. See what we have here? So we have the numbers here. Let's fill down. You see, we're only having the same things here because the movement is only horizontal. It cannot move vertically. You see, after Martina, ordinarily the next thing here should be Ferrous, but we're not seeing Ferrous here because the cell is only recognizing horizontal movement. Why? We anchored the row. Okay, so that's it about cell referencing. Hello viewers, you are welcome again. Here we'll be looking at how to use Excel formulas to do some simple arithmetics like addition, division, subtraction, and multiplication. So we'll be working with the data we have here on the screen already. So let's say we want to get the purchase amount. The purchase amount for an item should be the sum of the amount and the tax. So just add tax to the amount to tell us what we actually paid for that item. Okay, we can do that by clicking equals. Let's use hard-coded numbers here. That's 75,000, which is the amount, plus the tax, which is 5,625. Press enter. So this is the purchase amount. This is how much we paid for to get Martina. Okay, so if we use the fill handle to fill this down, notice that we're having the same amount, and that's not what we want. So what do? We simply use, so let's just do Ctrl-Z to reverse that. We simply use cell referencing to make reference to this, so that as we use the autofill handle, it can give us the right calculations. Okay, so let's just change this to equals E plus F. Press enter. Okay, the same amount. So let's use the autofill handle to fill it down. Great, that's it. Now for the quantity sold, let's assume that we sold 100% of all that we bought. So we just copy the quantity bought using Ctrl-C and paste it using Ctrl-V. Perfect. And to get the selling price, we'll be working with an assumption that there's a 20% markup on selling price. That's the selling price should be 1.275. Like the markup, we'll use this to multiply. So this is not actually the selling price. This is the markup. We'll use it to multiply the rate to give us the selling price proper. Okay. So the 75 there is to make provision for tax. That's great. Let's just change the fill color so we can differentiate it. Perfect. So now the selling price should be equals the rate multiplied by the multiplicand. So we have to anchor this using the function key F4 and press enter. Okay, why we anchor this? So that it can be referring to the same cell I2 as we fill down. Great. So use the autofill handle and fill it down. Perfect. The next thing is to get the revenue. To get the revenue should be quantity sold multiplied by the selling price. So this should be equals H3 times I3. Press enter. You have it. Use the autofill handle to fill it down. Okay, our net profit here is the next thing we're going to calculate. The net profit should be revenue, which is this, minus the purchase amount. Okay, so we just say equals revenue minus purchase amount. Press enter. Perfect. Let's use the autofill handle to fill it down. Okay, that's great. So the next thing we'll be getting here is to look at how to get the percentage contribution to total revenue. The percentage contribution to total revenue. We want to know how much the percentage contribution of each of these items to total revenue. So we must first of all get the total revenue. So another way to get it, you can just say this equals to, you can select here and drag down. Okay, no, this is not what we want to do. We want to find sum. I don't want to use the function key. Let's just say this alt equals to, I just use a small, press enter. So this is total revenue. Okay, let's also try to differentiate it by using a fill color. That's great. So now to get the percentage contribution to total revenue, that will be equals to the actual revenue for that particular product divided by the total revenue. Now note, we must have to anchor the total revenue, okay, with a perfect anchoring, absolute anchoring, sorry. Press enter. That's it. Use the autofill handle to fill it down. That's great. Now to test this, the sum of these items, numbers above, should give us 1. So it equals, as you can see it, the sum of them should give us 1. This is just a test. Okay, thank you very much guys for watching. I appreciate you. Hello viewers, join me. Let's take a look at the most commonly used functions in Microsoft Excel. We'll be looking at how to you work with the sum function, the average function, the mean, and the max. So for sum, let's see how we'll add the total of the values here. The sum function is used for addition. Okay, let's see how we can add the total revenue here. So just say this equals sum brackets, we copy the range, that's from E2 to E12, close the brackets, then press enter. That is it. Another way we can do that is by saying equals sum brackets, we just pick the cell numbers, that's cell E2 to which cell? E12. Now the column sign is used for copying a range of cells. The column sign, as you can see here. Press enter. That is it. There's still another way we can do that. We say equals sum brackets. We pick the individual cells and separate them with comma. E2, comma, E3, comma, E4, comma, E5, comma, E6, sorry, E6, comma, E7, comma, E8, comma, E9. We take that up to E12. Okay. Close the bracket and press enter. Okay, if you notice, we have the same thing here in this tree. That's how to use the sum function. Now let's take a look at how to use the average function. To use that, remember we'll start with our sum. Say sum sorry, not sum this time around. Say equals average bracket. We're looking for the average selling price. Okay, we highlight the range of the selling prices, then press enter. That is it. So this is the average selling price, the average of these numbers. Is that simple? Now to get the highest revenue, which of these products give us the highest revenue? In order to get that, what we simply do is to use the max function. So you pause max bracket, we highlight the revenues, press enter. So that shows us that the highest revenue here is 260,100. okay, now to get the lowest revenue, we use the mean function. Say equals mean brackets, we highlight, select the range of cells we are checking from. You can decide to close the bracket or leave it open. Okay, you press enter. That's it. So the lowest revenue here was produced by Aquafina, which is 3,825. So this is how to use these basic Excel functions. It's very important for beginners. Hello viewers, you're welcome to our tutorial. Let's take a look at how to rename a cell or a group of cells. That's a range of cells. To rename a cell, okay, let's just rename a range of cells. I believe with that we already know how to rename a cell. So we just select the range of cells we want to rename. For example, we're selecting the values in this row, quantity sold. So go to the cell name box. Let's call this sales. You type in the new name you want it to bear, press enter. So this has been renamed, this range of cells has been renamed. Let's try and rename this cell also, this range of cells here. Let's call it selling price. Go to the cell name box, selling price. Okay, press enter, and that's it, you have it. Just to check, if you select this cell, click on this arrow here, look at it, sales is there and selling price is there. Okay, so let's see how we can use that. Let's say for example we want to get the revenue. You know, revenue is equals sales multiplied by the selling price. So to get the revenue, we say equals sales multiplied by selling price. We press enter. Okay, that's it. See what we got here. Okay, let's use the old method we know. Let's say revenue is equals C2 multiplied by D2. Press enter. You see we got the same results. So let's just fill the two of them down. Let's fill the two of them down. Let's see what we get. Okay, as you can see from the screen, we got the same results. Look at the formula bar and see how we got this. This is sales multiplied by selling price, while this is C2 times C2. So by renaming these cells, we can use the new name to refer to the cell. That's how it works. Thank you for watching. Hello guys, join me. Let's take a look at how to merge cells in Microsoft Excel and how to wrap text in cells. Merging of cell is the combination of two or more cells to become one cell. So let's take a practical example of what we mean. Say we want to give this a title. We want to call them sales record. So we have to merge the cell so that it covers the whole of the entries. So we are merging cell A1 to E1. Okay, so to merge, on the home tab, we go to alignment group here, then click on merge and center. Okay, that is it. So let's give it the name sales record. Okay, so the next thing now is to work on how to wrap text. let's say for example we want to reduce the width of this column. Let's reduce the width. Okay, as you can see now, the price is no more there. It's still in the cell. Look at the formula bar, it's still there, but it's not visible. So what we must do is to wrap the text. So to wrap a text, we select the text. Okay, then click on wrap text. Sorry, seems it was wrapped before. Select the text, click on wrap text. Good. So we have it now. Now we must do another thing, that's to adjust either the height or the width so that it will look good. So we can just adjust the width. Perfect. Let's take another example. Let's say we want to enter here percentage profit. Percentage profit, press enter. Now from what we are saying, the percentage profit couldn't enter into one cell. What must we do? We should just use the wrap text to work on it. So on the home tab, on the alignment group, we select wrap text. Okay, now we can also adjust the width. Good. This is perfect. This is perfect. That's it. Hello viewers, welcome again to our tutorial. Let's take a look at cell alignment in Microsoft Excel. There are 6 types of alignment. We have the top alignment, as you can see here. We have the top alignment, we have the middle alignment, we have the bottom alignment, left alignment, center alignment, and the right alignment. So by default, numbers are aligned to the right of the cell. As you can see, these are numbers are aligned to the right. Look at them here. These are all numbers, and letters are aligned to the left, as you can see. Okay, so if you want to change the alignment of whether number or cell, all you need to do is to select. Let's say you want to align the whole of column A. Want to align them to the left. So the alignment is on the home tab, on the alignment group. You click the left alignment, which is this, and it aligns left. Okay, so let's align the let's align these ones to the center. This center alignment, you click on the center alignment here. We have them aligned center. Now we can also align these to the center. Click on the center alignment. Okay, let's take a look at the right alignment. Okay, the right alignment, these ones are already aligned right. Okay, still on this, we can just click on the align right, and we have it. Let's go back to the center alignment. Now if you want to align up or down, let's say for example, let's increase the height of this. Okay, look at the sales record. It's already on the bottom alignment, as you can see. So let's try and align this to the middle. You can see it. You can also align it up. So these are the 6 alignments basically that we have in Microsoft Excel. It's very good for beginners to know. Hello viewers, welcome to our crash course again. Please join me as we take a look at some fundamental formatting we can do on the entries here on the spreadsheet using the font group of the home tab. Okay, so let's just say we select this sales record here. It's already in bold. We want to make remove the bold. Okay, there's it. Okay, we can just make it bold by clicking on the B here, or you can alternatively use Ctrl B to make it bold and to unbold it. Let's use Ctrl B with unbolding it. Okay, that's it. Another thing, let's try and make it italics. You can try and make it italics by clicking on the I here, or you can use the short key Ctrl I to make it italics and to undo that. Then if you want to underline this sales record, want to have it underlined, you click on the U here. Perfect, there is it. And now one other thing we may want to do is that we want to have a border around it. Remember, these lines you are seeing here won't appear when you are trying to print this out. It will appear blank because these are just grid lines. So we just want to put a border there, so that will make it very good and okay viewable. Then we just select all, or rather the areas we want to put the border on. Then click on the arrow here. Okay, menu pops out. Then we select which one do we want to do. We want to have a bottom border, top border, left border, right border. You can choose, but we want to put all borders. We want to give border to all of them. Select all borders. Let's see what we have. This is a perfect bordering. So once we print, you see that everything here we have borders around them, just the way it is on the screen. That's perfect. Another thing we may want to do is to change the font style. Let's just select all of them. So we want to change the font style. From the settings here, it is on Calibri by default. So let's just change it. Let's select let's select Algerian, or we can take Arial, whichever we want to use. Let's take Algerian. Select Algerian. This is what we have. Very good. Then we can also decide to change the, let's select only the sales record. We can decide to change the font size. Click the arrow here, so you can select the size number. Let's take the number 18, or can take 16, whichever one I want to take. Let's use 16. Okay, this looks very good. I think it's good we also make this bold, since they are headings. Can just do that by using the shortcut Ctrl B. Very good. Let's just align here. This is perfect. It's perfect. Okay, since we've changed the font size, next thing we may want to do, we can use this to change. These two are for increase and decreasing of font size. Let's say, for example, we select only this. When we click this, the font size increases. When we click smaller a, the font size decreases. So we can utilize that. It's very good. Then another thing we may want to do is to change the cell color, the color of the cell. Okay, so let's say I want to change this cell color. By default the cell color is white. Let's change it to orange. Okay, that's very good. That's very good and very nice. Now, another thing, we may want to change not only the cell color but also the text color. Let's change the text color. The text color by default is black. We can change it to white. Oh, sorry, I didn't select the sales record. Select the sales record, then change the text color to white. Look at what we have. Very good. We can start to do the same thing to all to make it look very good and very neat. Let's change this to ash. Okay. Okay, what we have here is very, very good. So this is how to do some basic formatting on the spreadsheets using the fonts group. It's a very fundamental formatting that every Excel user should know. Thank you very much, guys, for watching. I appreciate you. Hi guys, thank you very much for watching our tutorial. Let's take a look at number formatting in Excel. To format numbers in Excel, we have to go to the Home tab and on the number group. This is where we do our formatting. So we'll be looking at these icons here and what we can do with them. Okay, so first of all, let's say for example, we want to actually attach a currency to this, because these are not just numbers, they are monetary values. Okay, this is selling price, this is revenue, so they are monetary values. We want to make the viewers know that these are monetary values. So we select them, then click on this arrow here, so we can choose the monetary sign we want to put. Let's use the dollar sign. Okay, select this and we have it. So whoever sees this will know that this is monetary value. Okay, then we can also decide to either increase the decimal or to decrease it. As you can see, okay, these are already in two decimal places. You can decide to increase it and make it up to 3. Why you're not seeing this? Because we need to increase the width. Okay, so they are now in 3 decimals. You can also decide to change them to 1 decimal by decreasing the decimal. Click here, decrease the decimal to 1, or remove it entirely. Okay, whichever we want to do. That's very good. Another thing we may want to do here is to use the percentage. Okay, let's say for example we want to get these figures, we want to get them as a percentage of total revenue. First of all, let's get the total revenue. Alt equals to press enter. This is the total revenue. Okay, let's just change the cell color to green so we can identify it. Okay, so we want to get percentage of these total revenues. So this would be equals to this divided by total revenue. We anchor it with F4, press enter. Okay, let's fill it down with the autofill handle. Perfect. We may want to reduce this to only 2 decimal places. Just click here, see what we got. Okay, perfect. Now we want to express it in percentage because these are actually percentages. Just click on the percentage sign here. We have it, these 12%, 5%, and the rest of them. So these are number formattings that we can do on Microsoft Excel. This gives our numbers a very good look. Thank you very much, guys, for watching. Hello viewers, you're welcome to our Excel crash course. Let's dive in and look at how to clear the content of a cell and the formats of a cell. To clear the content of a cell, the content are these values, the numbers and the letters that were entered in a cell, while the formats are all these that you can see, the cell color, the bold, italics, and the rest of them, the percentage and the rest of them. Those are the formats. So how do we clear the content? By simply selecting the cell, you backspace if it's only one cell, or you select a group of cells and click on delete. That's it. We'll just clear the content of this cell, but we'll not clear the format. Look at it. Once we put 20, we see how we are still having 20%. So the percentage format is still there. So if we want to clear the format, what do? We select the group of cells or the cell we want to clear. Then on the home tab, on the home ribbon, we go over to editing group, select the arrow here from where we see clear. Then we have clear all, clear formats, clear content. So we want to clear the formats. Clear format. Look at this. This has changed to 0.2 because the percentage has gone out. We've cleared the format. Let's take another example here. Say we want to clear the formats here. Just select. We've selected this row. Come over here. Click on clear formats. Okay. Look at it. All the format that we set here has been cleared, both the border, the bold, the change of font style, the cell color, the field color, everything has cleared because we just cleared only the format. And when we clicked on clear all, everything here will clear. Okay, that's it. Let's select this and clear all. Here we select clear all. Look at it, everything has been cleared. So that's it. That's how to clear the contents and the formats of a cell. Thank you very much, guys, for watching. I appreciate you.